Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. In last video you have seen how to install the Anarchy desktop using the Anarchy installer for the Arch Linux distro. In today's video we will see how to install the clean desktop environment uh, using the Anarchy installer for Arch Linux. So we will do the installation in the virtual machine. So open the virtual machine manager kingdom boxes. Select Anarchy ISO from the file list. Now select the Arch Linux template. Do next. Customize memory allocation to 4 GB and maximum disk size to 35 MB. 35 GB. Sorry. Hit create. Now the Anarchy installer will boot like a live session. It will give option Anarchy installer with speech, copy to RAM, boot existing OS, run memory test, hardware info, and reboot. So I select the first option. After the GUI boots up, first option the installer gives us to select is the language. We select English. Now it asks me to select the key map. So any English key map will do. So there are only two options, UK and US. Let us check if there are some other key maps also available. So hit the other button and we try go for the English ones. It is not there, so we try to search India. It is also not there, so we abort, cancel, and come back again to the key map and select US United States. Now Anarchy is giving some installer is giving some information about itself and the website, GitLab and Telegram links. Please note down these links. I have already given the links in the last video. Again I am giving you the links. I will copy this link to the text of the video also. Select OK. Now it is giving me three options. What you want to do? You want to update the Anarchy and start the installation, or just simply start the installation, or exit and drop into a shell. Run Anarchy to return. So if you type Anarchy in the shell, you will again return back to the GUI. So I select the first option, update Anarchy and start the installation. So Anarchy update is going on. It is better to update the Anarchy so the latest packages are available for installation. Because you see, if you are downloaded 2 months back the Anarchy ISO, obviously there will be some updates to the Anarchy ISO image. And if you want to incorporate those updates, you have to update the Anarchy ISO from here using the GUI. So run the Anarchy update first. Now it is asking me to download and rank mirrors, edit mirror list manually, or skip updating the mirrors. So I download and rank new mirrors. I select it, press enter. Now the installer will test the different mirrors in the mirror list and select the top 10 fastest mirrors for the download. It will take some few seconds to update, test and update the mirror list. Now it is asking me to set the local. So I go at the bottom of the list to others and then search for en_in, that is the English India local. Select and now the time zone selection. Go to Asia. Search for Delhi or Kolkata, both will work. I normally stick to Kolkata only. Select. Now it is asking me for the desired method of partitioning. Auto partition with encrypted LVM, manual partition drive, or return to menu. So I select the first option, that is auto partition drive. Now it is showing me the disk size 32.4 G. It is a virtual machine, so VDA is the if it is a SD card or SSD, it will show SDA. Now I select it. Okay. Now it is asking me for the desired file system. Options are extended 4, extended 3, extended 2, Btrfs, journal fs, razor fs, and xfs. I stick to extended 4, which is the most stable uh, and most used and most preferred file system in the Linux community. Though it does not mean that others are bad, others are also equally good. But right now, most people prefer extended 4. Would you like to create a swap space? Recommended is 512 to 1 GB space on drive. I select yes. Now it is asking for the desired swap size. I keep the default 512 MB. You can do up to 1 GB. Now you want to use GPT partitioning. I will select no because it is a virtual machine. No need of GPT partitioning. You can stick with the BIOS MBR type partition. Now it is asking me to confirm the right changes. I select it. Now formatting of hard disk, creating boot partition, creating the file system. Processes are going on. Now we'll go for in the last video I showed you how to install the Anarchy desktop. In this we will go for the Anarchy advanced manual selection install options. So for the Arch based Linux based vanilla kernel is available. Vanilla kernel with base development package available. Hardened kernel. So the hardened kernel means it is suitably patched to prevent hackers and viruses from taking control of your system. Hardened kernel with base develop. Long-term support kernel with base development packages. Zen kernel and Zen kernel with base development packages. So I will select the vanilla kernel. Now it is asking me for the desired command shell. Default is bash. Other options are dash, that is the Debian Alpha shell. Fish is the friendly interactive shell. TCSH is the C shell, and the ZSH is the powerful and feature rich. So I select the first bash command shell. Now it is asking me the desired bootloader. Two options are there. Three options are there. Grub is the Grand Unified Bootloader. SysLinux is the SysLinux bootloader, and third is the non option. So you need not install the bootloader itself. I select the first option, Grub. Then it is asking me for a desired network utility. Three options are there: Network Manager utility, NMCLI, Net Control utility, that is a net control network utility, Wi-Fi menu, and none. I select the first, Network Manager. Now it is asking me 64-bit architecture is detected. Do you want multi-lib repos to pacman.com allows installing 32-bit software on 64 system. So in other distros like Debian, the 32-bit architecture support is not installed by default. You have to specifically add the 32-bit architecture support later on after the installation of system is done. But in Arch Linux, it asks you to add the 32-bit architecture support right during the time of installation. So we select it yes. 32-bit architecture is support is required to install Wine and run 32-bit software, Windows software on your system. Enable DHCP at boot. Yes, DHCP is recommended because if you want to link your system with the network and download the update packages in the install, it will be required. So I select yes. Now, do you want to install wireless utilities, provide Wi-Fi support? Yes. You have to select yes. OS prober is required when you are to have a multi-boot system, wherein two or more operating systems are installed on a single system. And if you are not planning to install more than one OS, then no requirement of OS prober. I select yes. Do you like to install a desktop or a window manager? If you don't want a desktop and you want to run in a terminal, then no need of installing both of this. If you want to have a window manager like OpenBox, IceWM, BPWM or many others are there, so you have to select the window manager. I will select the desktop right now. Now it is asking me for the customized desktop or a clean desktop environment, so I select the clean desktop environment. Select. Now Budgie, Cinnamon, Deepin, Gnome Flashback, KD, Plasma, XD, XQT, Mate and Accept C4 are given as an option. So I select the Cinnamon desktop. To select the option, you have to use the space bar. Now, using the tab, go to the done option and press enter. Virtual machine guest install detected. Installer will provide default drivers. Select OK. Would you like to install XF86 input touchpad drivers? Yes, because my laptop has a touchpad driver and it is better to install the touchpad drivers for good functioning of the laptop. So I select yes. Do you want to install a display manager? Yes. That is the graphical logical manager. Otherwise, you have to boot. You have to log in from the terminal. So option is Light DM, Gnome Display GDM, LXDM, and SSDDM. Light DM is used in XFCE and Cinnamon desktop. GDM is used for default for the Gnome desktop. LXDM is for the, default for the LXDE desktop, and SDDM is default for KDE desktop. All this display managers can work for other desktops also, but to have the best results, use the recommended display manager for the desktop you have selected earlier. So we have selected the Cinnamon desktop, so Light DM will work, even GDM will also work. So we can select with the Light DM, or we can select the GDM also. I select the GDM, or maybe okay, I select GDM Gnome Desktop Display Manager. Now the system host name, it has taken by default Anarchy. I press OK. Now the root password, I select the password and input it. Now select the I want to install a new user, so I select the new user. Name of the user is Sam. Full name is also Sam. Now set the password. I give command 123 any password you can use. Done. Enable sudo privileges for Sam. You can press yes. Now user installation is done. So select using the tab key, select done. Now it will update the installer will update the Pacman databases. Now it is showing me the download size is 679.9 MB. Estimated install time is 4 minutes. Estimated speed while being connected to asia.mirror.packagebuild.com, asia.mirror.packagebuild.com, and packages to add gives a list of packages which will be added from the mirrors. Now select the install option. The installation is starting. You have to patiently wait for the installation to complete and give user inputs whenever the system asks for the user input. Retrieval of packages from the mirror is going on. It will take some time to complete, and then after the packages are retrieved, then the package integrity will be checked. If it is okay, the system will proceed for the installation. It is now downloading the Pacman software package manager. Installation is proceeding ahead. Some few more packages to be downloaded. Now the package integrity check has started after the downloads are completed. Now the installation has started. The different packages of the Cinnamon desktop are being installed. Now installing the grub or bootloader. Now Samba client is being installed. Bin utils. Installing the Linux base packages. Now the Linux firmware is being installed. Now the Linux kernel headers are being installed. Pow control sudo text program x terminal. The installation has completed. Now installing the grub to the drive, grub bootloader to the drive. It will be finished in few seconds. Now the system will ask for the reboot after removing the installer ISO. Configuring the grub right now. It is configuring the kernel, generating the English India local, setting time zone, enabling network manager, system control. Now configuring desktop, configuring DHCP, doing power config. Now updating the pacman databases. Now adding the users and their passwords. Now adding user sam2 root. Now it is asking me what do you want to do. We will select power off system because we'll have to manually remove the ISO from the virtual machine. So select power off. Selected. Now right click, go to properties, go to system, go to devices and shares, remove the installation IO, Anarchy Installer IO. Now close this. Now double click to start the vanilla Arch Linux we have installed. Now the login has screen has come. Select view your password. So we are booted to the default GNOME desktop. Let it boot. Some portion of the boot is pending. It is the vanilla GNOME desktop. We give it a restart. Okay. Now what is happening is we had opted for the Cinnamon desktop to be installed, and we had selected the GDM display manager. So Cinnamon uses most of the GNOME technology. So first we will to log into the Cinnamon desktop, you have to select Cinnamon. Otherwise, by default, it will log in into the GNOME session. So select Cinnamon here, and now type in your password. It will now log into the Cinnamon desktop. This is the Cinnamon desktop. Beautiful. Same vanilla desktop. Cinnamon desktop is installed when you use in the Debian distro. If you select the Cinnamon desktop during installation from the Debian net ISO, you will get the same desktop which we are getting in the Arch Linux distro. So it is plain. We will go through this desktop in the next video. We will have a full review what kind of applications, what kind of icons, themes and everything is available, what kind of features are available. Thank you very much to sit with us through the complete installation of the vanilla Arch Linux Cinnamon desktop installation using the Anarchy installer. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Do subscribe to our channel. Do comment. Do give us suggestions on the new topics to be covered as per your liking. Thank you very much. Bye. See you.